There is a wolf. He is holding a red bag in his hand and looking at his things while walking into a room. He wears the bag and stands in the room, looking around so nothing is left behind. He takes off the bag and puts it on a table near the window. On the table he takes out a list and one by one places things like breakfast items and suitcase on the side. He then wears the bag again, takes his belongings, and locks the door before leaving. The wolf has a water bottle in his hand and is walking, leaving footprints behind him. He reaches his car, a blue-colored vehicle. He opens the door, sits inside, and starts driving. He passes through the jungle and reaches his destination where a mountain stands in front of him. There is a cave there, the first cave, with an ice door. He enters the cave and places all the items he packed, the suitcase and briefcase, inside. From them he takes out his stove and cooks tea and food. Then, sitting near a small window where light comes in, he eats his meal. Night falls. He goes outside and lights a fire so he doesn't feel cold. He warms his hands, looks at the sky, and then sleeps. The next morning sunlight enters through the cave door and he feels peace. The wolf wears his bag and walks down a mountain. Feeling thirsty, he stops near a rock, takes out his water bottle, and drinks. Then he crosses a wooden bridge over flowing water. Following footprints, he continues his journey and starts climbing higher. He uses a stick to help himself, but tired, he sits on a peak to rest. Then he starts walking again. He walks through snow, his feet sinking in. The snow lessens as he goes further, walking along a mountain edge. There, he finds another cave, higher than the first one. Looking around, he sees only snow and strong winds blowing. He takes out his map and sees that he still has 2 more caves to reach, even higher. He puts on his boots and fixes wooden supports under them so snow doesn't stick. Looking at the sky again, he feels hope and starts walking. On the way, he sees an eagle flying above. He finds a waterfall with icy water falling down. He takes out his iron and presses a red flag that he will place on the mountain top. Then he eats a sandwich, drinks water, and continues climbing. Soon he faces a hard icy rock. He takes out a rope from his bag and uses it to climb. A snowstorm blows from behind, but he keeps going. Finally, he reaches the mountain top and finds the 3rd cave. The wolf enters the cave through its door, holding a flashlight in his hand because it is very dark inside. He goes in and carefully places his briefcase and all the necessary items he brought with him. He lights a fire outside so that he doesn't feel cold. On that fire, he also cooks his dinner. When the food is ready, he pours it into a bowl and sits near the fire to eat. After finishing his meal, he picks up the flashlight and goes back inside the cave to sleep. But inside, he notices some drops of water. He realizes the water is clean and good for drinking. He collects some of it and drinks. Then, the wolf comes back outside and puts more wood into the fire so it keeps burning all night and doesn't go out. From there, he also brings a little firewood and flame inside the cave, and with it he makes tea. He drinks the tea while looking out from the cave door, where snowfall can be seen clearly. Finally, the wolf lies down on a small mattress he brought with him, made of leather, and falls asleep peacefully inside the cave. Next morning, he quickly packs his bag, ready for the next cave. From far away, he now sees the mountain peak. The wolf walks on the snow while continuing his journey. He climbs up a steep rock with the help of a rope. The slope is completely straight. Finally, he reaches such a height that clouds are all around him, and he can clearly see the clouds. He places his first step on the top of the peak. Standing on this final height of the peak, when he looks down, he can only see the clouds. Then he slides down from there and looks around at the tall mountains, which is a very beautiful sight, all covered by the clouds. On the top of that rock peak, he places a red-colored flag which he has achieved. Then he salutes the flag of his country and takes a picture with it as a memory. He sits on the top of those mountains, takes out a piece of sandwich from his bag, and eats it. On his diary, he writes down this achievement that he has made a world record, and he mentions the date so he will remember it. After that, he starts the journey of coming down from the mountain. He slowly comes down, happily sliding towards the bottom, smiling while sliding on the snow. Coming down, he fills his bottle with water from a stream and drinks it. Then he walks over a wooden bridge and crosses it. He passes through the snow-covered dense trees. After walking for a long time, finally, he reaches the place where he had parked his car. He comes near his car, feels very happy, and smiles while looking at it. He puts his bag in the trunk, opens the door, sits in the driver's seat, and drives away. On the highway, he passes through mountains and stops at a shop to drink tea while snowfall happens behind him. He drives through a tunnel, and as evening comes, the weather becomes very pleasant. He steps out for a while to enjoy the breeze, then finally reaches his hometown village. He parks the Jeep, locks it properly, and stands in fresh open air outside his home. Opening the door, he enters the house. At night, after his long journey, he lights a lamp, lays his belongings and notes on the table, and hangs his sweater on a chair. He goes to the kitchen, makes tea, and drinks it while sitting near the window of his bedroom. Closing the window, he stretches tiredly and lies on his bed. Outside, snowfall continues gently on the window.